Hello folks, welcome to Special Fit. I'm Mike Ramirez, and today we're going to be going over a movement demo for the squat. As a human movement pattern, we have 3 different ways that we perform this movement. So I want to make a distinction between the human movement pattern and the exercises that we're going to teach. There are 3 axes of rotation that we're going to be doing for the squat. The first being the x-axis. So if you look at our drawing here, just imagine this is a pelvis. And if we were to draw a line right at the hip going here and right through, and we were to rotate the hip on that axis, we would be tilting here. And as we do that bilateral hip hinge down is what we would be calling the squat, which is what we're going to teach today. In our other videos, we'll be teaching the Y and the Z axis, but for today, we're just talking about the bilateral hip hinge. So this is the way our pelvis is meant to move, and a squat is a very important exercise for our students. As we age, squatting becomes something that is very important because we do it in our daily lives. We sit on chairs, we sit on toilets, we move up and down. And we want to be able to do that in our later years. So the younger we start, the more important that is for us to keep that functionality later in our years. So we're going to go over a couple of points here. First one is our stance. So we need to start with a feet at shoulder width apart. So that would be something like here. Later on we'll be doing another video on how to actually teach the squat. But for myself, I like to have the instep of my shoes right on lined up with my shoulders. I tend to have a longer distance to go down, so for me I need to be a little bit wider. People with better mobility can be a little bit more narrow, but that's going to vary from student to student. But generally we can just adopt a shoulder width stance, and the toes are going to be slightly angled out. This will give our hips a little bit of room to go down and get some good depth. The second is that we need to initiate the movement with our hips. One of the most common things that you'll see in students is that they'll initiate the movement with their knees, and they'll get into this position where they don't engage their posterior chain. So we want to initiate the movement with the hips so that we engage those bigger muscles there. The third is that we want the chest to be nice and upright. So we don't want the spine to collapse. We want the chest to be nice and upright so that we have some activity up at the top as well. We want to keep a nice neutral spine. So from head to the tailbone, we want everything moving in one piece as we squat. We don't want any flexion or extension happening at the spine. The fourth thing is we want our knees to track over our pinky toe. So it will look something like this. As I initiate the squat, my knees need to track over our pinky toes. This will create some good tension in the legs and also engage those outer muscles of the glutes. And then last, we want to hit some good depth for range of motion. So we want the hip crease to go just below the top of our knee, not any lower than that. If we go too far down, we're going to lose tension in the squat as well. So this is what it'll look like. We're going to go down, making sure that the weight is in the heels while keeping the big toe and the pinky toe down as well. Chest is as upright as we can, keeping that lumbar curvature. From the side view, it will look something like this. And that's our basic air squat on the x-axis of rotation. So a lot of our students will have issues with the squat. In our next video, what we're going to do is we're going to share with you how to teach the squat and how to modify it so that we can progress to these standards. What we want to do is to create a progression for our students to be able to gain the necessary strength and the range of motion to be able to keep enough tension. So stay tuned for that next video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.